but we still love and laugh. Love talk, let's chat. Love.
Hello and welcome to Love Talk. Well, when love talk, the world listens. I'm your girl, also ravishing.
And I'm Boogie. Hey, you guys. So,
The world listens. I'm your
oh,
girl,
so
also
my goodness.
ravishing.
Sorry about that echo. I'm excited. All right, so we have a special guest today. Big Jack story time, who's actually going to share some of his story with us today, and we couldn't be more excited. So we're going to welcome to the stage Big Jack.
Yes.
All right.
Welcome.
What's up? How y'all doing? What's going on?
How are
Awesome.
you? Yes.
Hoping y'all can hear me okay. Everything all right?
Yes,
Sound
we
great.
can.
Right.
You sound awesome.
Look, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm nervous. I'm very
Oh,
nervous. It's one thing when you're on your own show, but when you're on someone else's, it's like, okay, here we go.
oh,
But
you
I'm
have
so
nothing to be
so
nervous about.
happy. I'm so happy to be here. Thank y'all for allowing me to be a guest on your show for sure. And thank you.
Oh, thank you for being here.
Glad to have you here. Yeah, I get it because I was kind of nervous when I was on your show too. But once we got going, it was cool. So
Oh
you have
yeah,
nothing to
Mhm.
worry about.
yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So tell me what to do. I'm ready to go.
Okay, so we're just gonna jump on into it.
Let's
Uh-oh.
get it.
Okay.
You want me to go first, sis, or you want to
Yeah,
go?
yeah, you can go
Okay,
first.
so my first question is, how has your faith evolved since stepping away from the pulpit?
He said, "How my faith evolved from stepping
Mm,
away from the pulpit."
yes.
I don't think honestly that my faith was shaken any kind of way. There was personal reasons that I stepped away. One of it, I was divorced. I'm married, I remarried, but I was divorced, and the divorce is what triggered me stepping away, getting out of the church. I felt that because I wasn't able to be successful in my marriage, then I needed to take a break away from
Mm,
helping other people and trying to help people and things like that. So my faith, as far as my belief in God and my belief in God's power and all of that is still there, without a doubt. Didn't shake at all, but the being in the pulpit, standing up as a leader, ministering to people, that was the one thing that I stepped away from. I didn't step away from God. I just stepped away
mhm,
from the mission and the calling at that time.
mhm.
But I've learned over the years, and not to keep running on, that there's levels of faith. So that's why even the Bible says if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. But that's only
Yep.
saying that's the smallest version. But you can
Mhm.
have the size of a mountain. You got faith the size of a mountain, and it's only
Right.
imagine what you can move that way. So through
Mhm.
the years, I grew a lot more. I have grown a lot from that experience to where I am now, and I'm getting ready to go on 18 years of my second marriage. So you
Oh,
just have to learn. You have to learn from, I don't say mistakes, but other challenges, and you learn from them and move on and move up. And that's where I'm at. Hope I
yes.
answered your question.
You did.
Okay.
You did.
I have a quick follow up to that, if you don't mind,
Okay.
Big Jack.
No problem. Yeah.
Um, so how did I guess, the congregation respond to you taking that step down?
We were already having some issues anyway.
Okay.
So and why I'm saying that, because a big topic came up during the same time, and it was about women being able to minister in the church. And so the I was under a group, the association that my church was under. They had a belief that the only way a woman was going to preach was they can preach, but they couldn't preach from the pulpit. They could not be in the pulpit.
Heard that.
Matter of fact, I even heard a person say the only way they're going to be in my pulpit is they're cleaning it. And I was like, wow, you got to be
Wow.
kidding me.
Right.
So, and that bothered me a lot because I
Mhm.
know a lot of women that's able to preach. The Bible has women preaching. So how are you going to say that they
Mhm.
can't? So now if we're not going to follow the word, I just can't follow you.
Right.
Mhm.
And it just, the two went together. So the stepping away from the church was part of the debate over where women stands in the ministry, And then my marriage was going on at the same time. So it was just like strike one, strike two. I was having a whole bunch of issues at that time. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah. So it wasn't, it was different. It was definitely different. But I still believe what I believe, and I'm gonna stand on what I stand on, and I will debate with anyone on that fact, especially about a woman being able to minister.
That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
get out of that old fashioned way. I'm not that old,
Right.
but people
Right.
still think,
Right.
and they still think that it's funny because they still think that way today. And that's I can remember the last sermon I preached, and that was either what was it? Put up or shut up, and that was it. So that was just exactly how it was. Either gonna put up, either gonna follow the word, or you're not gonna don't say anything.
I know
And if
that's
you're not gonna follow the
Mm.
word, just don't say anything. So that's how it ended.
Mhm.
So,
yeah. 'Cause I find that a lot of times people will follow more. I don't know what do they call it, religiosity more so than actual the word itself, like more
yeah,
things that are church tradition more than what's actually
100.
biblical.
Mm.
Because even the Bible speaks about that, about we turn tradition into law, and
Mhm.
we make a tradition a law. Like you have to do this because
Mhm.
this is your tradition. I'm like, but the tradition is wrong, and you're
Right.
gonna keep doing it wrong. I'm anyway, because the gospel, the good news. What
Mhm.
is the good
The
news? I
good
mean, I
news.
don't change the story. Where's love talk? So we're talking about the love. We're talking about
Right.
the love that God had for the world, that He gave His only begotten Son. So that's
Mhm.
another version of love.
Yes.
But at the same time, the good news is that Jesus is alive.
Amen.
That was the good news, right? Okay. The
Mhm.
first person to share the good news was a woman.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
that is true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That he wrote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
who
Indeed.
else? The first person to
Yep.
ever share the good news, the gospel that Jesus is alive, was a woman.
Yeah.
So for you to say that no one, come on, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Right.
But it is.
Oh, so, yeah.
So yeah. So that's where I'm at. So that's where I'm at right there. So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Don't
So
let me drag you down with me on this. So,
no, no, I get it though. That I love this type of stuff. Conversations. So from your perspective as a former pastor, how has your understanding of love, marriage, commitment, evolved over the years?
Wow, that's a very good question. I think a lot of times we use the word love, like if someone was asked, or even if I'm asking someone, because I've still performed weddings. I'm still licensed. I can still perform weddings. Matter of fact, I'm 2 foot out. The last two I've done have lasted over 20 years or whatever.
Wow.
I'm really in a good streak on weddings. So if you want to get married, call me. 'Cause I'm on it.
Yeah.
But one of the
You
things
ready?
that's right. If you want to get married and want it to last, I'm the man. I'm the man because
There we
it
go.
lasts.
Okay.
But the one of the things that I ask the person is, do you love this person? And they're like, yeah, I love them, da da da. And then I ask the question, do you like them?
Mm.
Because I believe you liking that person is more than you loving that person. The Bible tells us to love the person, but do you like the person? Can you hang with that person? Will you take that person out with you and with your friends and do things and enjoy? I like this person. I like hanging with this person. This person is my that's that ride and die and all that. Not the So my mindset on that is building a relationship where you like the person that you're around. That you're not sitting in the house just staring at each other all funny and crazy because I can't stand them. But it's like, no, I like that person. I'll take that person with me to the movies. I'll take that person with me bowling, golfing, and all other things I do. There's no secrets, anything, because that's my best friend,
Right.
and I like that person. Do I love her? Yes, 100%. Do I like her? Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's how much has changed through the years to where I am now, and having that likable relationship with my spouse and then other people. So even a good friend. So if I don't like you, it's just we ain't got nothing to do with each other.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. So you got to get into my circle is really small. It's not a lot of people in it, and it's those are the people that I would give the shirt off my back and everything else I have, and I know if I asked, they would do the same for me.
Right.
And that's a like zone that's different than the love. I think we just throw love around a lot, but to say you like that person, I really like that person. That person's cool, and so that's where I'm at. That's my mindset. If I'm wrong, y'all the love experts, tell me if I'm
No,
wrong.
no. You are absolutely right, because you can love someone but not like that
And
same
I like them.
person.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. It tells us to love our enemies. I'm
Yeah.
just going off the word.
Yeah.
It ain't tell you to
Come
like
on.
them. It ain't tell you to like them. It just tells you to
Right,
love them.
Right.
That is true. Yeah.
Right. I never thought about that, but yeah, you're right.
That's it. So
That's true. Okay. So, my next question is, what have you learned about love and partnership through your life experience?
love and partnership. Oh, I mean, we know, and not we, but communication is key. I mean, you got to have good communication, and and I know this is the love talk, and I want to hit on that again. We just went through the love and like and all, but you got to have communication. You got to be willing to open up and share your good and your bad, your highs and your lows, and be able to challenge each other. Especially in a relationship, you want to challenge that person, push that person to the limit, push that person to the next level. If you're going to get with somebody, don't get with somebody that's just going to be equal. I know we say a lot of times you got to be equally yoked. Yes, you want to have that person that meets and have the same likes and desires and things like that. But you also want somebody that's going to push you to the next level. Y'all should be pulling each other higher and higher as you go, and not giving up or have I would say a small mindset on that thing. I remember turning 50 years old. I turned 50, so I'm over 50. So I turned 50. But my wife said, "You're 50 years old. What you gonna do with your life?" I'm like, "What?" I had a good job. I'm like, wow. But her thing was, you started to settle. You started to settle where you were with your job. You started to settle in things you were doing. You need to step your game up. You need to get to the next level. 50 shouldn't be your stop zone. When is your stop? Is it 50? Is it 60? Is it 70? So we should always continue to strive for the next height. And you need that person, that relationship, that bond, or whoever you're with, to be that person that pushes you there. And then not only do they push you there, you need to now pull them, and they go to the next, to the next spot. And if you keep doing that, then sky's the limit. You're both going to be really successful. Like me and my wife right now, we have a competition of who has the best credit score. That's a crazy game. It's like,
I like that.
yeah, I'm just saying. So we're fighting each other over credit scores. So those are things that is like, okay, all right, I'm gonna get you or whatever. But that's good, because when we want to do something, we can do it, and it's not because one person's dragging the other one down, and you got $1 million in debt and this and that, and credit rating all shoddy. And so here's an opportunity to challenge yourself in a way that is fun. And at the same time, that we're both in a good position. And that's, unless you both got a sucky credit score, sorry, which could be possible, but no, but really it's a push that we give each other.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's awesome.
Okay. So, what do you believe are the most common misconceptions about marriage, and how can couples overcome them? We got 2 in 1.
Wow. Yeah, I'm hearing it, right. One of the big ones, I think, is that you're going to change the person. I mean, that you're going to go in here, and once we get married, they're going to change. What you got is what you got. That person's going to be who they're going to be. They can put on a show for you and get to the point where now we're married, but at the same time, I'm gonna still be who I am. We say a leopard can't change the spots and things like that, but it really is. If a person is who they are, and you shouldn't go in to change them. That's why I believe in dating a person and getting to know a person, but you don't have to take forever. You don't have to take forever. My wife now, 6 months we were married, so it's like I don't need a whole long. I don't need years to figure it out. And from the time, I honestly believe, from the time that you meet the person and you talk to the person, have a conversation with the person, you say, okay, I can hang with this person. I can see this person. I can see this person, and I'm not saying just jump right away and get married, but I'm just saying you have to start seeing yourself even when you first meet them. Can I see, no different than with a friend or anyone else? Can I see myself with you tomorrow? Can I see myself with you in a week, in a month, in a year? And if you have that idea and that mindset, then you're already looking for the next level with that person. And that is what the marriage is built on. not just the daily. It's you're looking at it's the long term. It's until, matter of fact, the vow saying until death do us part. So I got to see you at death. So that's where the separation is. And if you can't see that, then really I wouldn't even start it, because then you're just going to cause a whole lot of other conflictions and all. If you're in it just for the money or the thrill, or it's all physical and things like that, then what's going to happen when the physical goes away? What's going to happen when the money goes away? So you got to figure out, I want this person for the person, not for the things that the person brings, with them, because those things will fail. And that's why, again, the vows say for richer and poor, for sickness and health, all of those things, because you got to have that person on both sides of the coin, and
Right.
So that,
Absolutely.
again,
So
I'm hoping
true.
I'm answering your question. I don't
You
know.
are.
Yeah. I'm taking mental notes.
Yeah, but that's really what I feel, and that's how I believe, and I think it's and I would say these same things to my kids. I mean, I got grown kids, and I tell them the same thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
How has your audience changed over time? I'm sorry. Has your audience changed over time? And if so, how have you adapted to that?
The YouTube journey is what we're talking about. So it's weird. So I just let you know right now, it's because I came in all over the place. I really have, and I'm still trying to figure out which direction I want to go. I'm a lot better than I am. I'm a lot better now than I was in October, because I didn't. That's when I started, in October of 2024. So that's when I first started on the YouTube journey, and so I was everywhere. I had 3 or 4 different channels, and I was trying to appease to everybody at the same time. And so I think the difference is now I was getting a lot more views and getting a lot more likes, but at the same time, I wasn't being real to me. So the biggest part of the whole thing is you got to be you. You got to be real to you. I don't have to put on a show every time I come on the show. I'm just me, and you're going to get the ones who's going to like you. And that's what it's about, because the big thing that I try to do with the show is to allow you, when you walk away, to walk away with something that's going to make you a better person. And we're not on here trying to, you want likes, you want views, you want the watch hours, you want all of that. But if you're doing, what they say, clickbait, if you're doing certain things just to get a bunch of clicks and stuff, I mean, you got to put on another show the next time you come. So,
Right.
And then I'm out of my limit. I'm out of my area. I'm not being me. So, so it did change a lot, because I'm getting I don't say a more mature audience, but I got an audience that's looking for growth. They're looking for something. Bring us something that I can eat on, something that I can take to, my kids and share with, take to my spouse and share with, take to whomever. And that's why we try to bring different guests from all different walks of life, because I believe that someone, you're going to touch someone. It might not be, it's not for everybody, but it's going to be for somebody. And that's where the whole thing is. So,
Right.
and so can you imagine if you went to church, and every time you went to church and they only spoke about baptism? Every sermon was baptism, every sermon.
Right.
Well, that's your niche. My niche is baptism, so I'm only going to talk about baptism. No, I'm going to talk about the whole word. I got to go through everything from in the beginning to amen. So my more is from in the beginning to amen. We're going to talk about everything, and hopefully we're going to hit something that's going to relate to somebody, because each one can reach one, and it's all about reaching one. It's not about reaching everybody.
Yeah.
So that's me. Don't change your channel for me, but that's
No, I always say that with my channel, that I will be thankful if I only just reach or help one person. So
yeah, and that's the thing, because you're not going to get them all, and it bothers me. I'm not going to act like it don't bother me. I mean, we see, excuse me, we got a lot of good people out there, got a lot of good channels and all, and I watch them struggle. And what I say by struggle is I see you be on live, and I'm seeing, you got your 10 views, 20 views, 30 viewers, 40 viewers or whatever. And I'm saying, okay. And then I went by one, and this guy had like 2,000, 3,000 viewers, and he was just flipping a water bottle. And I'm like, what the heck? He was just flipping a water bottle. It's driving me crazy, because I'm like, I know the work that a lot of these content creators are putting in to put real
Yeah.
content out, but that's not what people are looking for. They just want, they want something that's, I guess I can get seriousness at school. I can get seriousness at the job. So when I click on here, I just want to have some fun, and I can respect that too. But,
But real quick, like I'm pretty sure sis probably feel this way too, but for like my channel, I think for my channel, I'm not living in the now for my channel. I'm living in the future
Mhm.
because I believe that the stuff that I put out on my channel is going to help people 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It doesn't matter what year you in, you can always come to my channel, and whatever message I'm putting out or whatever podcast is going to be able to help somebody within whatever year it is. The person who's flipping the water bottle, yeah, that's cool right now, but 2 years from now, 3 years from now, is people still gonna go back to look at you flipping the water bottle?
Right.
I'm with you.
Right.
I mean, you got to think. I mean, we're on YouTube, and of course, you got all the different social media platforms. I got a channel on TikTok. I got one on Instagram. I got one on Facebook. So I got one. I'm hitting all the because I actually believe I got a good product. So I'm putting the
Right.
product in all those locations. And the thing is, with YouTube, and the only reason I'm mentioning that with YouTube because of Google. And Google and YouTube are, they're together. Google owns YouTube, if you want to look at it that way. They do. So when someone's looking for something and they're Googling it, I'm hoping my show pops up. No one's going to be looking, really, I can't imagine how to flip a water bottle. That's just not something I would Google.
Right.
But I might Google how to buy a car or how to buy a house or how to do whatever, and hoping, or how to save my marriage, and hoping that this show comes up because these are the things that's being talked about, and maybe this is going to help somebody get over that hump and save their marriage or save their relationship or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why I'm hoping someone's going to Google us and find us, or Google a situation and find us, because we're giving out real good content. So that's why it's almost important to put the different tags and stuff in your put it in there, so that when someone does try to Google that, maybe that tag will pull them to you, and you can show them. So that's my belief on that.
Awesome.
So I'm not sure how long it's been from when you were a pastor, but could you just kind of explain that shift to YouTube, and pretty much how, like, did you feel any pressure to run your channel a certain way? Did you get in your head, or were you just went for it with YouTube? Like, what was your mental process like?
Well, I can tell you this: it's been over 18 years.
Okay.
Since I've been a pastor, not since I've been in the pulpit, but since I've been a pastor. Okay. The YouTube channel is new, but the person is not. So I'm gonna be that same old person. So, and what I mean is, I didn't change because I'm not in the church or in the pulpit. I'm still going to be me. I'm going to respect you. I'm gonna give you respect. I'm gonna try to do my best to be my best at all times. I'm gonna be honest and fair with you as a person. So when I went on to YouTube and put it in a channel, it was the same thing. It's family friendly. I'm gonna give you a product that you can have your kids sit down and watch this show. My mom is in the chat. My aunts be in the chat. My kids be in the chat. Grandkids listening with my kids. Yeah. So I'm not gonna do anything that I have to now go back and explain at the next cookout or the next family function. Like, what the heck was you doing? So, and I try to be respectful. So, when you have different guests on, I'm not, about race and religion and sex and this and that. It's just about, just being a person delivering a product. So I want you to be able to come to my show and walk away with something and not feel, I was offended, or I was, threatened, or, so those are the things. You try to deliver a product where anyone can come and get something. I'm looking at it like a big buffet where we got something for everybody. So if you're a vegetarian, we got you. If you eat pork, you're all right. If you eat beef, you're okay. Only eat dessert. We got a dessert down here too. So we try to deliver everything for everybody. And hopefully it'll work one day.
Awesome.
I got a call. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
You good. Okay. Do you ever feel a tension between being transparent and protecting your privacy online?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
So me, I'm an open book. My family is not.
Mm.
So I share a lot of things about what I've done, but I very rarely share about what my family has done.
Mhm.
I've had them on the stage, so I've had my son, two of my sons, definitely been on here, so they can share their own story when they want to. But I do try to protect them and their privacy. If they wanted to be known, they'll come in the chat and they'll put something in.
Mhm.
But other than that, no, I try to stay away. I won't
Yeah.
say where I work. I never,
Mhm.
and I won't talk about my work because
Mhm.
I need to keep my job. YouTube ain't
Mhm.
paying me.
Yes, that's right. Same
Excuse
here.
me. YouTube ain't paying me.
Yeah,
So,
same.
but at the same time, I won't. I mean, I don't have a bad relationship with my job, and I like what I'm doing. But at the
Mhm.
same time, it's not part of the YouTube journey, and it's not.
Mhm.
But I do talk about my past jobs. I talk about things I've done and where I've been. So yeah,
Okay.
but I don't find it as a real challenge. I'm only gonna let you get what I'm willing to give, and
Right.
that's no different than anybody on the stage. And
Mhm.
if I bring you on my show, you only gonna give me what you're gonna get me. I mean, I can ask you 1,000 questions. It's not an interrogation, and there's
Mhm.
no jury sitting right there. So you only share what you're willing to put out there and share.
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Did we
I
run
know
through the
you
questions?
look, I know
No,
you
I
be
haven't.
oh, okay.
No,
Oh yeah,
I'm
yes, okay. Um, I know you be jamming, you know. Right? You was jamming. We about 3 hours last night. Had
Oh,
variety,
yeah,
comedy, music. I did some poetry for us, which I
yeah,
think is
yeah,
great. All the
yeah.
variety you have. But when it comes to you and your lovely wife, how do y'all be jamming? What do y'all like to jam to?
Oh shoot. I'm a smooth jazz type person, so I like the smooth, calm jazz. It's funny because my wife is classical; she like the classical music. So together we don't be jamming with the music. So, but at the same time, that's more of a calm, relaxing, smooth jazz type of music. But if I was listening to anything else, it would be more of that older school or old school Motown type music. The Smokey Robinsons and the Temptations and the Supremes and the Jacksons and all of them, because
Yeah.
that was just music I grew up to, and it just I know the words to them. I don't have to try to figure out what did they say, or
Right. Yeah.
turn the radio off because they said too much. Like whoa, wait a minute,
Like whoa,
Mhm.
So
whoa, whoa.
yeah, yeah. So it was funny because I'm sitting up in a and I don't even know who the person. Well, I do. I think I know who the person was, but we sitting in a restaurant. So I took my team out and got my boss and my director, and we all out at this restaurant. And so we're sitting at this restaurant close to where we work at, close to our building. And what is it? What's the song? I want to say it's Cardi B, uh,
Oh.
WAP,
Cardi B,
WAP.
Cardi
Yeah,
B.
was it
Oh
her? Is that
gosh.
hers?
I'm
And that come
scared.
on the radio, and I'm sitting there like, oh my god, what the heck? And I was just on the radio, and it was playing, and it was unfiltered, everything. It was just like, oh man,
Unfiltered?
At the
yeah,
restaurant?
at the restaurant. And I'm like,
Oh.
no.
Wow.
So now it's like, who picked this restaurant? And da, da, da. I'm like, woo.
Wow.
So I try to stay around the music where I know that I'm where I know I'm safe. That if whatever they're gonna say is uh, you know you know if you're yeah, like the Temptations, my
Yeah.
girl, and
Right.
I need to I need to stay in that neighborhood. So I
Mhm.
just can't, I'm okay with a lot of music. I believe those artists put a lot of time in and a lot of everything, but I need to be able to sit in the car and enjoy myself and not worried about closing my granddaughter's ears or my
Mhm.
grandson's ears or
Mhm.
hearing them jump up and singing that song. So or singing any of those songs, even though it's making them their money. But I'm like, how in the world is that
Yeah.
allowed? And in any rap song, I don't say just rap, but if every other word is a curse word, I'm not.
Mhm.
It turns me off, so I just don't listen to it. So
Yeah.
smooth jazz. I can't play an instrument. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. So I'm like I say, I even said it last night. I sing solo that nobody can hear me.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's
Oh, solo. Ah,
so
okay.
that's how low I go. But it's funny because I actually did win a talent show competition when I was in college, singing, and I sung, and I actually won. So that was pretty good. I sang Always and Forever. That's so crazy. And
What?
yeah. So
Well, you might can sing.
maybe the competition was bad.
You
So
mentioned that on our episode, I think.
yeah,
When I
yeah,
was,
yeah. I
yeah,
sang
Mhm.
you
it. Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
He
So
did.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
so
my goodness.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
remember now. Yep.
so anyone who went to college with me, they remember that. Yeah, Big Jack actually did sing at a talent show competition and won with that song, "Always and Forever." Yeah.
Oh.
Big
So when
winner.
it comes on the radio, I'll be singing, I'll be rolling with that one. So I know all the words. And back then I could carry a note, but I don't know if I could carry a note now. So
Mm,
but I love music. I really do. And that's why we
me
do the We
too.
Be Jamming live show, because we get to bring in all these different artists who they're striving to make it. They're trying to make it to that next level. And I just want to put them out there that other people can learn about them and see
Mhm.
them and support them and help them get to that next level. So that's what it's all about right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, as a man and a husband, what advice could you give me as being a wife? What advice would you give me with with me being married?
Mhm. As a man talking to a wife, and the
Yes.
big thing is the advice would be to be open-minded, to and what I'd say with that is you already know that here's right here, right now, what you and your husband agreed to disagree.
Hmm.
So that's part of being, just know we're going to disagree. We're two
Mm.
different people. We're not going to have the exact same everything. I wouldn't want the same everything,
Right.
but you would have to have an open mind to whatever I'm saying, that, okay, let me listen to it. Let me hear it through. Let you explain it before I shoot it down. Now, you might shoot it down, but at least you listen to it and all, because the thing is that person is putting your husband, your spouse, your friend is putting the effort together to come to you with an idea. Because if you shoot it down every time, if you're not having that open mind, then I can promise you, as a man, I'm just going to stop bringing it
Mhm.
to you. I'm not even going to let you know about it. You're not even going to know. And then you feel like you was in the dark, or you're sneaking and this and no. You was never open to listen to me in the first place. So because you wasn't open to listen to me, I stopped bringing it to you, because it's a waste of my time. Because the thing is, no one wants to be put down all the time.
Right.
If it's not a good idea, it's not a good idea. But don't tell me it's bad and don't give me a reason why. That's the worst too. Don't just say it's a bad reason, but don't tell me why it's a bad reason. Is it because we don't have the money? Or is it because we don't have the time? Or is it because, did you think this through all the way? Because sometimes we don't. I know we don't. It would seem like a good idea at the time. But when it's all said and done, it's like, wow, if the person that hurts you the most is the person that's the closest to you. And what I'm saying is, I lay in the bed with my wife every night. We're intimate. We this, we that. So when that person shoot it down, it hurts way more than anybody else out in the street.
Yeah.
That means nothing. No one in the street can hurt me. You couldn't
Mhm.
push my button, but my wife knows the button. She knows exactly where it's at. So because you know where the button is and you have the ability to push the button, don't mean that you need to keep pushing the button.
Right.
Save that. So that would be my advice. Just because you can don't mean you should.
Mhm.
And it's like, be that person's friend, be that person's support, but then at the same time, be that person's reason. That let me give you a reason why I believe this is not going to work, or it might work. Look, I deal with that with my YouTube channel on a regular basis. My wife is I don't say she is one of my top critics, and
Okay.
because of that, it changed how I went about a lot of stuff. Because the thing is like, you need to bring a product. You need to, if somebody's going to watch a show, why am I going to sit here for an hour and watch it? Why am I going to sit here for, what are you giving me that I'm going to sit here and on my phone or on a computer or whatever? when I could scroll through and get all these other things. So you're like, okay, you're right. Let me figure out how can I make it or fix it so that you're going to get something. Well, that's a good support. That's a person that's supporting you, not just, shooting it down. So that would be my advice. Don't just be that, it's easy just to tell me, and it's no different because the men, we've been conditioned to a point of not being so harsh. Because you think about it, women come to you, any one of y'all will come to a man and say, how I look in this dress? What are you going to tell you? You look good. Because you don't want to fight the fact that I'm going to tell you look bad. And it's unfortunate, but you really need the truth. And that's what you need to have with that relationship, where it's like when you want your spouse to be like, no, that's not going to work. And so, who dressed you? Cause I go out and I got on my slacks and these, and like, them shoes don't go with those pants. So you got to take them shoes off. And I'm sitting there like, what the shoes don't go with the pants. You got to look, and I'm like, hey, I'm 50. What am I? I don't even know what I am no more. What, 54 years old? I'm 54 years old, and you're telling me what shoes to go with what pants. He's like, I could just let you walk out that door, but I'm not. And that's where, that's the advice, don't just be that person that just picks on or shows all the negatives and all that. What's the positives? And then what are you doing to help me? Because I'm trying to help you look good when you walk out that door. I'm trying to help you feel good when you walk out that door, and that's the big part. I think if I was given some advice.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So. All right. So So go ahead.
Okay. So, we talked a little bit about the love and marriage. What do you love about being a father?
The fact that they're three of them are out the house. And, so they're grown and they're doing their thing. I have all boys.
Okay.
So and we have a rule in the house, well, not a rule, but we call it sugar distance. So we need them to be close enough that we can get to them if we need to within 24 hours, but far enough away that they can't come borrow sugar. So that's the sugar distance.
I like that.
So that's the sugar distance. So they're close enough that we can be there if we need to, but they're far enough that they can't come borrow sugar. But just that they're men. And I love the fact that, we were part of that and helping them be men. I mean, I got my oldest son is married with children. They're all professionals, except for the one that's now getting ready to go into high school. But they're all, they're productive men. We never had to visit them in a prison system or anything like that. And not saying that, you can do all the right things and still go down that route, but that's one of the things that I take pride in, and that we still have a good relationship. So the fact that we can actually come over, I could call them right now and we can have a talk, or if they needed something, they can talk to me. We do not do any loans. We don't co-sign on anything, and they know it. So the rules that we put in, I mean, we're talking even college, like I ain't co-sign on that, so, but when they do come to us for needs, we provide it, but they know it's a loan, and they make sure that they don't, like I said, if any line of credit is going to be right, your line of credit going to be right. So they will make sure they pay it back. But that's just how we work, and we know we've been establishing that. So as a father and with my boys, I want them to be productive men, very respectful to their spouses or significant others and whatever. And that's what I'm trying to drive, and that's what I want. My dad was like a real good friend to me. So he wasn't, I would say, a father. He was more of like a friend, but he was young. And so a lot of the things that he didn't do for me, I was like, okay, I'm going to do for mine, so that we'll have a different relationship. So hopefully it worked, but we'll see. The verdict is still out. Yeah.
I think it worked.
Well, you don't know my boys, but those are good kids. No, they're really good kids, and I would not, any one of them I would hang with. I like them all, and that's another thing. Again, another type of relationship. But I would take them because they bowl, they do everything I do. So, and it was funny because even before they were born, I tried to do everything I could possibly do in my life so that when my kids, like, and you said that also, that I'm looking for the future. So when my kids say, "Hey, Dad, I'm thinking about doing this," I'm like, "Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that." So like, what have you not done? And I'm like, "Yeah." Well, so, and that was a big thing. It was like I'm doing these things in a way so that I could be there for you when you said you're going to do them. So I was even a cheerleader in college.
Really?
Yeah. I was a male cheerleader in college. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But because I thought I was gonna have a girl one day in my life, but I'm like, oh boy. But not saying that a male can be a cheerleader, but I was a cheerleader.
Yeah, sure
So
can.
I was the mascot. So I put on the suit, jumped around, did all that stuff. So when a lot of that mindset was that when my kids decide one day they go do it, and it's funny, one of my kids was a band major and he was in the band, he did all of it, and I'm like, yeah, I've been there. I've done that. So, and so it's just, that's part of, what you're trying to do. It's like, you want to provide them with everything they can to be successful. So, and sometimes it's just your experiences. They'll say, okay. And it wasn't until this year. So let's just say bowling. This was the first year in my life that my kids beat me in bowling.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
and I won't let them win nothing. I don't care if we're playing tic-tac-toe.
Oh, you that dad. You that dad.
Because I want them to earn it. I want them to earn it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to give you anything. So you have to earn it. So when you do beat me, and I'm not going to say it makes me feel good, but if they walk away with a sense of pride that they know that they beat me, and that's what it's all about. So hopefully they feel the same way about their credit rating and their income and all those other things, that I'm going to beat you. Because that was my motivation for finishing school. I mean, I went to college. I was probably on a 20-year program, but it wasn't until my oldest and second son was getting real close to getting their degree that like, oh, I better get my degree so that can have that, that motivation to make them finish and do that too. So yeah.
Okay. So what about your grandkids? Would you let your grandkids beat you in tic-tac-toe?
Heck no.
Them either.
Nah, look, and it's funny because they know. So their dad tell them, he ain't gonna let you win. He ain't gonna let you win.
Oh.
My granddaughter, she gets a little bit more, because I got 2 grandsons and a granddaughter. So the granddaughter probably get a little bit more leaning. I'll lean a little bit more for her. But nah.
I just knew you was gonna say yeah.
No, look, they got the advantage now. I'm old, so look, they be amazed when I can bend over, and I didn't know you could run. I didn't know you could bend over.
He said, "I got it, still got it."
Why do them children think we was born like in the 1800s?
Yeah, well, for them it was. You think about it. If your number is less than 2000, you old. You was born at what, 19? God, 19.
Yeah.
But they still think like the early 2000s is old. Like, say for my son, my youngest son, he's 14. He making 15 in July, and he have older siblings, and he be like, "Ooh," like my oldest daughter, he be like, "Ooh, you old." And I be like, she's old. So if you think she's in her 20s, so if she's old, what am I?
Oh yeah. You ancient. So do you remember when the dinosaurs left? Like, what? The dinosaurs? Like, no, I wasn't there when the dinosaurs left. Like, what
Oh
the
my
heck?
gosh, that is so funny.
But for them, that is exactly what it is. You're old. Those you think about it. I mean, we call a certain song a oldie but a goodie. What made it an oldie but a goodie? What makes it an oldie but a goodie?
The year it was made.
Well, I'm just saying what makes it, because I was born in 70. So it's out, or those oldies now?
Yeah. Okay,
so the songs that was in the 60s, they were like, that's an oldie but a goodie. I was only 10 years. So now a 50-year-old song, is that an oldie? What a 40-year song? What makes it an oldie?
Historical.
So, like you said, like what? Like, you can almost I know after 100 years we can use certain songs without you don't have to worry about copyright. So a lot of these songs are close to the non-copyright. So you gotta think. And I was born in 1970. So, and I know for a lot of people, like, whoa, 70. So you remember back when you had to drink out a certain water fountain? No, I was not that
Oh
part.
my
No.
gosh. You're not that
But I wasn't that, but it wasn't that long before.
that-
You got to think
yeah.
about it. You're thinking 64, 65,
old.
civil rights
Mm,
and all that. So it was only
Mhm.
5 years.
True.
So
yeah.
a lot of things that was happening, I was just on the other side of that coin, but it was right there. And a lot of that, and a lot of people were like, oh, okay, now you get a better perspective of some of the things that you go through and what you've been through in your life. Or, my birth certificate has me, my race is Negro. That's on my
My
birth
father's
certificate.
is too. His
Yeah,
birth certificates are the same
yeah.
thing. Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
So that's what you were.
Mhm.
So it wasn't that long ago, but at the same time, that's where you have to put in perspective. Like, it wasn't that long ago that these are the things that you were going through. And so now that we're in 2025 and things like that, it's like it really wasn't that long ago that so anyway, I know this
Yeah.
is a little bit different than the love talk, but
Oh
That's
no,
fine.
we talk about all kind of
Everything.
stuff over
okay,
here.
I
Ain't no
got you.
limit. I wanted to take a second to acknowledge everybody that's here and came through.
Yes, the
So we
heartbeat.
got Nemo. Yes, the heartbeats. We
Yes,
got
I like
Nemo
that.
504. We have
Nemo
Source.
sauce.
Mama Bowman living life, aka
Mama
my
Bowman.
mama.
Mama.
How do you Mama?
Y'all fun.
Tanika's World. Thank you for
Hey,
coming, being here. The 5Gs. The
5G.
Gen X Effect. I
Gen
Cherish Church. Our
I
guest last
Cherish.
week, another amazing
Mhm.
All
guest.
right.
Let's see. B. Thank you.
Hey,
Oh,
B.
be better than Nightbot. Better than
Right.
Nightbot. B
Yes,
be on it.
yeah, B.
B be on it.
Passes
She
Night.
be on it.
Gotta give
Nightbot
B
be
her
tripping.
credit.
I don't know what's wrong with Nightbot.
I know.
Crystal's World.
Hey, Crystal.
Lushana Success.
Lashona.
Esco the Disciple.
Esco is in the house.
And
I saw
think that's it
Nightbot.
right now. Yeah.
Nightbot
Thank y'all
was
for
messing
being
with
here.
somebody.
No, I thank them all,
Yes.
and it's some really wonderful people y'all got in your chat, very supportive, and definitely people that I go to learn. Lashana Success out there. Nemo was the first person that helped me,
Mhm.
pull all my channels into one. You don't have to have all those channels and this and that. So, so we listen to them all, and those are the
Mhm.
people that help guide us. And we try to. My big thing I try to do, and I'm glad to see y'all doing the same thing, is branching off. We instead of just saying under that person the whole time, and it's okay to always go back to them. They're always there. But you got to get your own wings. You got to go out and do your own thing, because that's what it's all about, and that's where you grow. And that's to me, that's how we grow, and I say we can all, we're stronger together, but so we can all grow and glow together. So, I got to go my way. So I'm super happy seeing y'all doing this. I really am. I mean,
Oh, thank
because
you.
y'all were doing your own thing, but then you partnered up and make it even stronger, because
Yeah.
it's a cool concept. And you're two really good people by yourselves, but together I can only imagine it being amazing. So I'm so glad that
Aw.
Thank you.
I was allowed to come on your show and hang with you.
Aw.
Yes.
But because it is fun. I mean, it seemed like I was on a job interview. I hope I got the job.
You got the job.
Like,
You got the job.
I'm like, I'm answering the questions like what the situation was, and but no, y'all definitely are doing a wonderful job, and don't let anyone
Aw.
discourage you from anything. Like keep
Aw.
pushing, because it's going to happen. It's not if it's going to happen, it's just when it's going to happen, and
Right.
you just got to keep pushing. Keep putting out the
Aw.
product. Keep putting out the product.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah. So this has been fun. It really has been fun, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. So if you got more questions,
So, we're gonna stop early, but since we normally ask our guests really quick, Big Jack, if you have anything going on or anything you would like to share, it's your time.
Oh yeah, in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna be on the Weeby, and I'm sorry, the Iron Sharpening Iron show. So
I'm
no,
dropping
what
your
happened
link
is,
now.
the funny thing was, because our shows are right behind each other,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
so we got the excuse me, the Love Talk, and then it's the Iron Sharpening Iron show right behind each other on the same day. And it's like, wow, come on now. So, but at the same time, I try my best to support yours, and I'll listen. I tend not to get in the chat. I just listen while I'm sitting there for the other show. But at the same time, yes, we're getting ready to go on, and I got Cindy Lifestyle and More. She'll be on with me today. We're going to be talking about because this is National Cancer Awareness Month. So if you didn't know, and because the summer is here, we're going to be talking a lot more about beauty products and skincare products that you can use for the summertime. That's going to help you definitely get around that skin cancer and things like that. So that's what we're going to be throwing out. And so every Wednesday, every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time is the Iron Sharpening Iron show. And then, the last Saturday of every month is the We Be Jamming live show. And last night was a treat. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely go back there and check that thing out, because it was a good one. We had some, I think it was a good one. Guy from Creating Change, Guy, he dropped his new song yesterday. So that was a good one. So yeah, it's a couple. So yeah, you got to come check them out. So it was some good material. And we had a good time. So that's what it's all about. So yeah. So yeah.
Awesome.
But now, one thing that we did throw in the show, just to throw that out, because you're going to start seeing it a lot more. It's a spinoff from the Iron Sharpening Iron show called The Gentleman's Journal. And that's where I just have all men on the panel, and we're just discussing issues that men have, or topics to men. But it's not just about men's issues, but it could be relationship, it could be finances, but it's something that everyone can get, but it's just men talking about it. And so you'll start seeing that a lot more, where the Gentleman's Journal is a spinoff of the Iron Sharpening Iron show. So trying to I just needed some advice, so it was easier for me to get more men on there with me, so I can get some. I needed some help. So, just joking. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
So, how do y'all like this? I mean, how do y'all like doing your own show? I mean, I'm just going, and I'm
Love Talk.
Yes.
I love Love Talk. I can't. I'd be like, I can't wait till Sunday.
Yeah. I love it. We have amazing guests. It's always something that we learn. It just, me and Oso click very well. So
we do.
It just seems meant to be. I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
Right. Now, y'all look good. Y'all really do. Y'all look good doing it. And I'm super, super excited. Excuse me, for y'all. And I wish you nothing but success moving forward with this. I have to come back. I mean, you only do Sunday shows, so or is it only Sunday? I'm not sure.
Currently, yes.
Currently,
Current, yeah.
Well,
you never know,
right?
Look, I already said, so I got to get you on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. We'll get both of y'all. Y'all can both come up there together. And,
that would be great.
Bring talk to the show. Matter of fact, we could do your show and then come straight over, and then we
I know.
Just flip the station, So that would be fun. That would be fun. You ever watched Chicago Hope and Chicago Fire and
Chicago PD?
Yeah, but you ever see when the actual characters from the fire go into the police?
Oh,
so that's how I would look at it.
Like, crossover.
It's crossovers. Yeah, crossovers. So, but this is definitely been fun, and I'm excited for y'all. And it wasn't that bad. I thought it was gonna be a little like, oof, they're gonna ask me a lot of questions.
You did great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I know I don't know how to juggle. I'm not gonna do any cartwheels and all that stuff, but I'm gonna be me, and what you got was me. So
it's more than enough.
Yeah. So if there's any other questions before I jump out of here, do you got anything left? No.
We just want to say thank you.
Thank
so
you
did
so
I
much.
cut your show short? I'm just asking.
You're not bad. You actually,
not bad.
Good timing. Yeah, like usually for about an hour. But
we're gonna cut it short because we need to get you over to your show.
Yeah. So I appreciate it, and don't cut it short. Keep it going. I'm going behind. So at 7 p.m. Eastern time, if y'all want to come over, at least say hi.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's been an honor and a privilege for me, and I thank y'all, and I wish y'all all the success in the world. And we'll be in touch for sure.
Yeah.
All right?
Thank you, Big Jack.
Thank you. No,
have a great show. We'll see you.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Love Talk. It's love talk with awesome. But we get deep, but we still